What's going on, everybody? So in today's video, I'm going to be going over what a real estate wholesaler makes in a year. And this is based on my own personal experience, having done a lot of wholesale deals, having worked with a lot of wholesalers, and just having been in the real estate investing business for a little while now. And before we really jump into this video, I want to say, this is not a guarantee that you're going to make this amount as a wholesaler. This is what an above average, good full-time wholesaler would make as an estimate every single year. So just wanted to make sure we're clear on that, because there's some wholesalers that might only do like 1 or 2 deals per year, and then there's some wholesalers that make 7 figures per year. So it can vary pretty widely depending on how serious the person is in the business, depending on their marketing budget, depending on the price range of houses. But as we can see here, I did a $10,000 profit per deal for 15 deals for a grand gross income total of $150,000. Now, in some markets, $10,000 might be a little low. In other markets, it might be extremely high. Honestly, I think $10,000, if you're making that on any type of deal, that's pretty good. But there's some wholesalers, they might average like $5,000 or $7,000 per deal, where in other markets, a wholesaler might only do the deal if they're making $15,000, $20,000. The first wholesale deal I ever did, I made $35,000, which was one of the highest amounts I ever got paid on a deal for wholesaling. But I've also done deals where I've made like $1,000, $5,000, and kind of in the $10,000 range. So 15 deals, that's basically 1 deal per month. If you're doing enough marketing, if you're sending out direct mail, if you're doing cold calling, if you're doing online marketing, door knocking, whatever your marketing strategy is, and you're doing it to the right motivated prospects, you should be able to do about 1 deal per month, which would be about 15 deals per year. And again, like I said, this is good. This is above average. If you're starting as a wholesaler, just getting your first deal or two, just focus on that. That's the most exciting part. That's how you really get your marketing down. And you can see that this really is a business once you get your first, couple of deals down. So as you can see below, some wholesalers will be full-time wholesalers, but they'll also have additional sources of income. And if you're a real estate wholesaler, investor, rehab, or real estate agent, you should have as many sources of income as possible. There's a lot of complementary businesses in the real estate industry. And as you can see here, a lot of the most successful investors I know, they'll have these additional streams of income. So rental Airbnb properties, I put $10,000 per year, 1 deal for $10,000. With rental properties and Airbnb, as a wholesaler, you're basically like a marketing company. So you're trying to generate as many leads as possible from off-market motivated sellers. And when you're generating these leads, you're going to get all types of leads. You're going to get leads that you could refer to real estate agents, and we'll go over that in a little bit. You're going to get leads that might be good rehabs, but you're also going to get good leads that could be great rental properties or even Airbnbs for that matter. I have a property right now that I'm under contract with, and instead of rehabbing it, instead of wholesaling it, the numbers actually work much better as a rental property. So you should always kind of keep your eyes open for different types of deals. When I was first getting started as a wholesaler, I would only look at deals through the eyes of a wholesaler. So I passed up on a lot of rentals, rehabs, referrals, agent deals, all different types of deals because I was only focused on the wholesaling. And you should just keep your options open is all I'm saying. So next on the list is coaching and consulting, and I put $5,000 for that. So if you're a successful wholesaler or rehabber, real estate investor, real estate agent, there's going to be opportunities to sell information, or in some cases with wholesaling, you can joint venture with newer real estate investors. And there's a lot of wholesalers that might have a program, a coaching program, a course, some type of mentorship where they charge money, or maybe people pay them to speak at different events. It's a huge business that's very complementary to, once you kind of set up yourself as a real estate investor. The information marketing side of the business is massive. So a lot of wholesalers do that. And if you want to be a wholesaler, but you don't want to sell information because maybe you think it's cheesy and corny to sell information products on how to be a real estate investor, just do joint ventures. Train new real estate investors for free, but basically how to bring you leads, how you find your leads, and then you can joint venture like 50-50 with any motivated seller leads. And there's a lot of real estate investors that do that. So that's a very smart business model right there. The next thing I have on the list is real estate agent, and I put $10,000 for 2 deals, so it'd be $5,000 per deal. So again, like I talked about, when you're getting all these leads, let's say you get 100 leads, maybe only 10 or 20 or 30 of them might actually fit the wholesale model. You might have like 20, a lot of times the leads are going to want full price, and they'd be much better off with a real estate agent. And that's not to say all those leads would just automatically convert to a real estate agent, but if you're kicking over like 25 or 30 leads every single month to a hungry real estate agent, they can probably close at least one of those and give you some type of split, some type of referral fee. So, you should, number one, also get your real estate license so that you can have MLS access. And then if you do any rehabs, you can list it yourself and save some money, but also to get the referral fees, because you're not really allowed to get referral fees if you're an agent and one person's not an agent. It gets kind of into a gray area there. So I'd recommend getting your license and referring leads that you can't use. Next up on the list, I have rehabs, and I did 40,000 for one deal, 40,000. So when you're wholesaling, you're going to come across properties that might be great rehabs, obviously, because a lot of times you're going to be selling these wholesale leads to rehab investors. And although rehabbing is more risky than wholesaling because you're actually fixing up the property, you can make a lot more money doing rehabbing if you can do like a pretty quick turnaround than you can wholesaling. So the whole reason I got started in wholesaling was because I like the marketing aspect of things. I like just finding the deals. However, what I realized is, I was passing up on a lot of rehabs that weren't very difficult. I was kind of scared of doing the larger rehab projects just because that wasn't really my specialty. However, you're going to come across leads that might only need a little bit of work, like a condo lead. I just got a condo under contract that, might need like $25,000, $30,000 worth of work. And instead of wholesaling it for like 10 or 15 or 20,000, I'm going to do a light rehab to it and possibly make 40 or 50,000. So wholesalers that can kind of do a combination of all these different sources and streams of income, I think are going to do a lot better than the ones that just wholesale. So as you can see here, 215,000 gross income. That's before expenses, which we'll go over right now. Okay, so your main expenses as a wholesaler is just going to be marketing. It's going to be all your marketing expenses. You can have like a virtual office, you can have a virtual assistant, which we'll talk about, but your main expenses are just going to be like direct mail, possibly cold calling if you're outsourcing that or maybe doing it yourself. But it's really just all marketing. That's all wholesaling is marketing. So all your marketing expenses are going to be here. And direct mail is one of the most popular, my favorite way of getting leads. And $24,000 per year in direct mail, which is $2,000 per month, which is sending out, thousands and thousands of postcards every single month or letters. And that should be able to get you at least one deal per month if you're marketing to the right people and following up with them. And of course, the right people being like high equity, pre-foreclosure, potentially depending on which state you're in, probate, inherited properties, absentee owned, eviction, things like that. You don't want to just market to everybody. You only want to market to people that have high equity and have basically already raised their hands as people that could be willing to sell at a discount just to get the hassle of selling the property off of their hands. So I put 24,000, which again, some wholesalers might only need to spend like $500 per month. And then there's some wholesalers that spend like $80,000 per month doing, tens of thousands of mailers, TV, radio, cold calling, everything like that. Next up, we have a virtual assistant, which I put at $15,000 per year. So as a real estate wholesaler and real estate investor, you should have a virtual assistant. They can answer phones for you, do research, send out direct mail. They can basically save you like 5, 10, 20, 30, 40 hours every single week to allow you to just focus on getting the deals. And I found that the best places to get virtual assistants, number one is Upwork. They have virtual assistants of all different price ranges, all different skill levels and everything like that. So definitely check out Upwork. And then also Fiverr is great as well. And Fiverr is a little bit more affordable, but there's tons of different services that you can get as far as virtual assistant goes. Next up, we have education. So most of the top real estate investors that I know, or really just the top successful people I know, they're always spending money on different education programs, going to seminars, events, getting mentoring, different things like that. I mean, this number could be really low. I mean, there's some people that don't spend any money, and maybe they just buy a book or two per year. And I know some people that spend $100,000 per year just on their self-education and trying to learn the newest strategies. So I put $5,000, and myself personally, I spend significantly more than $5,000 per year on my education, but I think $5,000 is a pretty decent number. Next up, we have additional expenses. So I put $10,000. Anytime you're in a small business, there's always different expenses that can come up. I think $10,000 is a pretty fair number, but there's always going to be overages and things you weren't expecting when you're a small business owner. So I put $10,000, which gives us a grand total of $54,000 per year in total expenses. And as we come down, you can see the gross income, $215,000 minus expenses, $54,000, which gives us a total income before taxes of $161,000 per year. And like I mentioned, $161,000 per year would be really good as a wholesaler. You shouldn't expect to make that your first year. There's definitely some wholesalers that probably do. But you're doing pretty well if you're making that amount. And obviously there's people that make significantly more than 161. And then there's some wholesalers that might just do, one or two deals per year and maybe just make $10, $20, $30,000 per year. So there's a wide range. And that being said, if you have any questions about wholesaling, drop them in the comment section below. And I actually created an introductory guide to wholesaling, which is available on Amazon in Kindle format, paperback, as well as audio format. So I'll put a link to that below, which you should definitely go check out. I think it's only 10 or 15 bucks, but definitely worth your time. So check that out. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you in the next video. All right, bye.